I have no idea who Yao K-Pal plays. So the Yao K-Pal Millia could actually be completely normal and expected. Yeah, it's normal and expected. I'm just not used to people other than Wise Mr. Tree playing Millia Rage. I mean, so we hit our quota. You know, we had our one.
So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts. Heaven or hell.
Well, you gotta warn them, you know? If you've got both the Millia mains in the same Minecraft house, you gotta warn everybody that this Goki is to be found in there. And don't revert to a previous version of Minecraft, because if you go too far back in the versions of Minecraft, you'll get Secret Garden back. And that's how you know you're fucked, okay? Anyway, give Millia Rage Secret Garden again. I think that this would fix her, actually. And it would not at all make me want to cry. Cry and quit the game. Alright. We walk into we walk our opponents into the corner in this. So when I said walk, I was not anticipating Potemkin just taking flight. I understand that Millia jumps a lot, but I was not anticipating. That's a projectile. Okay. No, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Projectile's kind of a broad class of things in this game. It's not just fireballs. It's, you know, it's pretty much anything that exists as a hitbox and doesn't touch you. It doesn't have to be contiguous with you in some way. The preemptive 2Ks. Alright, Yao K-Pal finds a way out, but has lost so much health. From just mostly just stray hits from Potemkin, it feels like. And I mean, I'll grant you, I wouldn't be looking so hot if I got hit by a person that size. But like, come on. It's, I mean, I don't know. I feel it's kind of a difficult dynamic to dissect. You see, yeah, okay, Pal taking a minute to try to, probably because of just that, it's kind of a difficult dynamic to just, because it's, you know, he's winning neutral. You got to make him stop winning neutral. It's kind of a bad situation from the ground up there. So yeah, okay, Pal gonna have to find a way of commanding neutral a bit more effectively here. Getting some good mix-ups, because the thing about it, right, is that you win as Millia. You need to win neutral to enable your game plan. Your game plan with Potemkin is more or less to win neutral, because you've got really good pressure. Obviously, you have to run it, but you have very good pressure. You do a lot of damage, and you have a lot of health. So if you can win neutral, particularly in a matchup like this, that's like the super majority of the work. Jeez. Excuse me. So if you're Yao K-Pal, you got like step one, like the foundation upon which your game plan must be built that you need to start running. And successful, by the way, in that previous round. You know, successful in that previous round in running it, I would like to point out. Trades are not generally in your favor. Alright, no resources to break the wall with, which is that Yao K-Pal is still in this round. It could legitimately, with like a barometer, with a stick of butter, that could have basically been it. With probably a gigantic kind of juggle. But Yao K-Pal's got a sliver of life here. I would say that we don't hero burst in this house, but we don't have a full bar burst. So we couldn't hero burst even if we wanted to. We get the hard knockdown on the other side of the wall, and at this point, it's 1 and 2 guesses for the game. Technically, the BRC didn't punish the backdash, but like, BRC catches the backdash, and that's really all Media Shield. That's all Media Shield needed. That was around that kind of to demonstrate exactly what I was saying. Most of that round was the Yao K-Pal show, but a couple interactions were the Media Shield show, and that, you know, that was enough. A couple of good, you know, defensive guesses to get some pressure in one case and the kill in the other. And a couple with a very strong life lead here. Burst is on the table for both parties. Only Yao K-Pal has so much as $50 in his pocket. This economy, man, it's in shambles. The burst is successful for Media Shield, but Media Shield is now on no resources. of any description. At this point, not even health, because that's just a sliver, and you can't heat tackle on no health. Let me just talk like I know better than the people who are on stream, real quick. Was that still? Because that was still player one side. Yeah, so it's still. Yeah, okay, I'll re-upping a little bit more slowly. I do think, you know, I think there's a lot of validity, honestly, to taking a little bit longer. Maybe to cool down, you know, maybe to analyze things between matches when you just can't fucking afford to be wrong. And if you're Millia, you just can't afford, you can't be wrong. You don't get to be wrong. You do not have the privilege of being incorrect in this matchup as Millia. Right? So, you know, whatever you have to do for your mental stack, for your mental fatigue, or we're able to counter the just a little bit too far away to pot buster, sadly, and we're able to get actually that was way less damage than I expected. It is Potemkin health though, so I'm going to be real with you. I expected the counter hit close slash to do a lot more than that, but it is it's just a jump scare so often. It's just a jump scare. There are so many points, I feel, where Potemkin like throws this move out, and you're like, he can do that there? He can do that in that spot? That's a place where that is possible to do? Why? Daisuke, what did I do to you? We backdash out of there. Heat Uncle paying off there. The damage is alright, but really it's the Oki. Really it's the Oki. But yeah, okay, Palace is not... I mean, he has $50, and he's throwing you know? He just puts $50 on the table, and he's like, you are now being thrown. It's just such a jump scare move. I'm sorry. We're like, all right, you know, some good defense here from Yao Keipao, getting some block strings. Oh, never mind, he's being thrown. I apologize. By which I meant that Potemkin Buster is occurring now, because it comes out so fast. So if you have a chance to RC, particularly to BRC, it's just you can just so suddenly. Like one thing is happening, and then literally like 6 frames later, a completely opposite thing is going on, and you're like, oh fuck. It's hard to keep up with. It's hard to keep up with. To be honest, I don't know that I'm with it. Deflect shield, yeah. I mean, the real problem here is the health, not the. There's nothing to burst, right? You got to deflect shield out of that to get the fuck out of that blender, or you're going to die. And Yao Keipao, pretty content to just down back. I would simply back. Have you considered that I would simply back Mega Fist? Have we thought about this? Have we considered this? Have we considered simply back Mega Fisting? Like, why are you guys out here holding pressure when you could simply back Mega? Have you considered simply Kara back Mega Fist? It is all you need. It is all you need to do. The Baiken swap. We'll switch to Baiken. Oh, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I mean, I would not want to play Millia into pot. Because I do not like having my risk reward skewed that heavily against me. Baiken obviously has some stronger defensive options in the parry, and does more, you know, damage. It's really the big thing. He's got a pretty decent ability. Baiken's neutral is not as good as Millia, but I think that it's mostly because Baiken struggles to maneuver around space control more, less so that Baiken struggles to control space. You know, with you know, things like Tatami Gaishi, she can have some, and some of her better buttons like that. She can control space fairly well, which is really the kind of neutral that you need against pot. Gigantorkai is a good. I don't think that Gigantorkai is too strong, but Gigantorkai is objectively very strong. All right, we do a few air-to-airs. My brain was arguing whether to say air-to-air or anti-air, despite the fact that it was clearly an air-to-air. But don't worry about that, because we do Baiken combos in this house. Good block on the TK Yozansen, though, blocking the relatively instant overhead. Maybe it's reactable, I don't know. I haven't played against enough really good Vikings to say for sure. YRC out, but the Potemkin Buster is a whiff. The Potemkin Buster is a bust, and Meaty Shield is on a sliver of life. We don't Hero Burst in this household. We don't do it. Which is, you know, correct. Don't do that. It's not called a Hero Burst because it is a smart strategic play. And Yao K-Pal's just in fucking jail. The burst keeps Yao K-Pal the legendary offensive burst, more or less. Yao K-Pal bursts and gets a little bit of offense of his own. But really, we just reset to neutral, and Yao K-Pal's lost a lot of life for the trouble. And the heat tackle, I mean, this is very difficult to punish if you jump. Maybe impossible, depending on what your character can do. Yao K-Pal's got a sliver of a dream at this point, and is not going to be able to get outside of the Potemkin. Well, now we don't need to get outside of Potemkin's range, but Potemkin is in our range. YRC, guess for... It puts you into guess for game. What do you want from me? You're not reacting to Pot Buster. YRC, guess for game. Yeah, okay, I'll guess successfully, by the way. Is in danger of negative penalty here. The counter too far away to get anything off of it, but it at least makes Meaty Shield slow down a little bit on the strikes, and Yao K-Pal just literally cannot take any kind of hit, but has to work his way in against much larger buttons, has to empty out the fucking slide head because it does damage now. I hate that it does damage now, and finally hits a jump in too high and gets punished. So Meaty Shield's gonna move on. Why does it do damage? It doesn't need to do damage.